Welcome back, everybody, to more Let's Play the X-Files. I am Shadow Blizzard 3000, of course. So in the last episode, we found out Juan had been killed, mysterious circumstances, voodoo, voodoo, voodoo. And in this episode, we're going to do some more investigating as we take a look around the man's boat here. So there's a few things you'll need to find. One is this slicker here that says the Terracon. How very strange. What is the Terracon? Well, we're going to have to ask. So admittedly, I kept getting lost in here, and I kept trying to retrieve the item I needed, which was, you'll need a bottle of medication. For some reason, the game just didn't agree with me, saying, here, I see it, I want to take it. Some candy. I didn't want to look at it twice. I don't know what that thing is. Come on, let's navigate around. Oh, what do we got here? Looks like we got some Hell Money. That's an episode reference. There you go. There is an episode called Hell Money.
What's the Terracon?
What?
Terracon. What is it?
I don't know why.
I found this slicker in the cabin labeled the Terracon.
I guess it's the name of the boat. No. This boat's called the Agrippa.
Well, guess that adds another mystery to your list, doesn't
Any
it?
reason the angle changed like that? I don't get why he does that.
So, what's your theory on the hold?
My guess is that Wong was not quite what he seemed. I think this boat was being used for something other than fishing, which certainly puts a spin on his murder.
Did you know fish stocks have been declining in this area recently?
No? Where'd you pick that up at?
Wong told me yesterday.
Ah, well, there's a reliable source.
So there you go, we're gonna match a cut so you don't have to look at me trying to find the medication all the damn time. Took me like 20 minutes. I didn't need to look at the control panel, some reason I did.
Did you know Mr. Wong was taking stolen painkillers?
What the hell are you talking about?
I found a cache of pills in his cabin. No prescription labels, obviously stolen goods. Industrial strength quantities, too.
How interesting. Well, that certainly adds a sordid little wrinkle to things, doesn't it?
So, you still think the motive for his murder was robbery?
Let's just see what the autopsy reveals, all right?
I'm finished. I'm gonna take Wong here for his free ride.
Ask her to give me a call when she's finished.
Okay. It was a pretty easy morning. It shouldn't take too long.
Thanks.
Oh my goodness, put that arm away. Children might see that. Not into the kindergarten.
Well, the harbor master's returned.
Well, hello. I wish you told me there was two of you. I'd have brought another coffee.
That's all right. Agent Wilmore here is trying to cut down.
Well, still, I could have brought you decaf.
Hey, don't speak for me, woman. I'll have my coffee caffeinated, thank you.
How long have you known Wong?
Oh, a few years. Started docking here in 94, I think. Yeah, early 94.
Did you notice anything unusual happening here last night?
No, none at all. In fact, it was real quiet.
Did Mr. Wong have any enemies?
I don't think so. I would say no, but, hell, these days, I don't know anything anymore.
Did you know if Mr. Wong had any financial difficulties?
No, I don't. I always paid his birth fees on time. Of course, things have been hard on everybody around here lately. I imagine he was feeling it too.
Really?
How long have the fish stocks been declining around here?
Oh, a while now. Overfishing's the most likely cause, but it's gotten a lot worse the past couple of months. Most of the small guys gone out of business. Wong's the only one still holding on. Or he was.
How do these boats normally store their catch?
Well, usually they got what they call a live well in the hold. It keeps water circulating over the fish. Some of the bigger outfits will have a refrigerated holding tank.
Any idea why Wong's boat would have neither?
No, I just don't imagine he had the money to upgrade something like that. That'd have to be done in a dry dock anyway. That's pretty strange, really. I don't know why.
Who owns this warehouse?
It's leased to a company called Majestic Shipping, out of the Far East.
Could you give me a phone number?
Well, depends on which number you want. They got offices in Hong Kong, Chechnya. So, which number?
The main number.
No, these guys don't quite work like that. But it's okay. I'll get you all the information I have.
Just fax it to me. What's the Terracon?
Ocean-going tug. It burned at sea 2 months ago.
Really?
Why would Wong have a slicker from the Terracon in his cabin?
Well, I don't know. Don't think he knew those guys. They were Russian. Maybe he picked it up as scrap after the fire.
I think I remember hearing something about that. The crew all died, didn't they?
Yeah. Boat's over at the impound dock. You want to take a look?
Well, why don't we go take a look at the Terracon?
Well, sure. Yeah, it's not far from here. Come on.
Why, that's a fine idea. Let's go look at the Terracon. So, if I don't sound quite right, I've been getting over something between a cold and a flu. I'm not sure which. It felt like flu, but it was only like it only lasted a real couple days, but still not quite over it, really. I still kind of feel terrible. Doesn't help the weather's been crappy lately, and it doesn't help that I have to work very early in the morning all week. Still, I'll do my best to provide chipper commentary that I can. So I might be a little congested. I don't know. I'm not that congested, but my throat might also be a little sore, and I might cough every so often. So we're going to go to the Terracon.
Seattle. Anyway, Coast Guard cutter, the Stalwart, saw a fire on the horizon, rushed out there. By the time they arrived, it was too late. The entire crew had burned to death.
How many men were on board?
Total of 9, although only 4 bodies were recovered. The rest were presumed lost at sea.
What was the cause of the fire?
Never determined. They have no idea.
Look at that. Fire damage seems to be contained to the outside of the hull. Cabin and the interior don't seem to be burnt at all.
Okay, so what's your point?
Well, how was the crew killed by a fire that only burned the hull? For that matter, why did the fire only burn the hull in the first place?
You got me. You're the detectives. Look, do you mind if I go? I got a lot of forms to fill out. You know, when there's a dead body, wow, paperwork.
Sure, you can go. I'll call you if I need anything. Thanks.
Oh, no problem. Well, it was nice to meet you, and I'll fax you those phone numbers.
Well, looks like it's just you and me.
Indeed it is, Mary Astrodorian. Indeed it is. So you can see the ship looks in kind of crummy shape. But what about this mysterious fire that only burned the hull? I don't know. Let's take a look around. Well, actually, we're going to go on board the ship. So, I ended up getting pretty lost on this ship, so I just cut a good chunk of exploration out. Sorry guys who really want to see me do this by the book, it's just, unfortunately I get impatient and then I just cut, because I don't want to bore you with like half an hour worth of me looking around and trying to figure out how to navigate. But we're going to go in here first of all, go into the bridge. At least I assume it's the bridge.
Let me know
All
if you see
right,
anything.
I will.
I'm not having much luck over here so far. I bet the previous investigation was less than thorough. We should go over this thing with a
Okay, I
fine-tooth
get
comb.
it. Nice big compass, I assume. As I said, they put a lot of detail into this. I can only imagine the poor staffs who had to go out and photograph all this. I can only imagine the poor saps who had to put this game together. It must have taken a long time. It probably did take about 3 years, given some of the dates, because I think this game came out in 98 or so, but it was probably like his production as late as 97. Ooh, ominous music. You know what that means. We're on to something here. Take a look here. Oh, that is creepy. The shadows of people. The outlines. What transpired on this ship? That's what we have to find out. I didn't actually want to go up. I want to look around some more down here. Exactly. This is what we're looking for. We need this. Yeah, 96, so you have to assume a good 2 years to put this game together. About the typical length of a game production development seems like 2 years or so. Maybe a little less if it's not a very complex game like this, or the more AAA complicated games. Or if you're EA, you're just in a hurry and you need to shit out a product by Christmas because you're EA and that's what you do. Yeah, I'm talking about Battlefront 3. Because that's what it is. It's Battlefront 3. It's not just Battlefront. Chronologically confused, anyone? I think I had some symbols and I ignored them. But we're just gonna go out. I really did try and do this legit, but I got lost. terribly, terribly lost all the time. Me. Fun fact is, you can actually
I can't help but feel
put
like
your
I'm
hand on
missing
her ass here. I don't know how to do it, really. I never tried. And you do need this for whatever reason. Again, the game just would not register me picking it up or grabbing it, no matter what I did. And then finally, well after this, it finally worked when I had the artificial intuition do it. And I did need to search the storage hold. I seriously spent like a good part of 20 minutes, or maybe even more, just trying to find this. Because I couldn't figure out how to get back down to the lower deck. But what have we here? I love how they draw out these FMV scenes. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, you could imagine you could never do this on TV. You could never do this in the movies. You know, you just couldn't draw out a long scene. I mean, I get angsty when I waste time and feel the need to just cut and edit. This game loves to waste time with FMVs. Eesh, you can see I got lost trying to find my way back.
This looks interesting.
Looks like Cyrillic.
Seattle PD has a task force investigating smuggling out of the former Soviet Union. They've got a full-time translator over there. I can get it translated.
Okay.
Well, that was easy. I thought certainly you would give me grief about that.
No, if Seattle PD has the resources, let's take advantage of them.
Well, that's a commendable attitude.
Look at this.
What is it?
I have no idea.
Well, be careful with it.
Relax.
It looks like an explosive device.
Well, it could be. It's certainly heavy enough.
Maybe we should call in a hazmat team.
Let's not overreact, okay?
What the hell are you doing?
You really need to cut down to 1 cup a day. It's empty.
What is it?
I don't know. But I do know one very happy lab technician.
Well, Mar, you're kind of an idiot. And again, I knew I needed that, but for whatever reason, the game seriously just would not let me pick it up. I didn't mean to pause there. For some reason, I did. But we're gonna go see John Amos, though, in the meantime.
Your tax dollars at work.
Hey, do the words lunch hour mean anything to you?
You're in a mood today.
What do you want?
Hey, when are you gonna pay me that $1?
Did you know that I grew up in Cleveland?
Oh, Cleveland? Really?
Yes. And as a child, I've always regarded it as hell. Do you have any idea how cold it is in Cleveland?
Cold. Very cold. It is very cold in Cleveland today.
But not cold enough.
You heard from Gloria?
Nope, she's still at her mom's.
You working on anything good?
Yes, actually, an art theft. Very cool stuff. Mom's the word.
Ah, so the comic book is research.
Yowza. What is this? A bomb?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I do need you to tell me just what the hell it is.
Your wish is my command. I
Why
don't
doesn't
want-
anybody want my badge? It's a perfectly good FBI badge.
Don't do that.
Okay. I don't know why I suddenly felt the need to do that, but I just did. Hey, what are you doing? I'm trying to get out of here. This place is a box. There's no way out. No wonder why he's always here. Ah! No, there we go. By the way, the glitchy icons looks like little pretzel sticks. There we go.
This place looks like it's already been dusted for prints.
Oh, yeah, so it has. Probably from the first investigation into the fire. Hey, this is strange. It looks like there's a fresh set of prints over the top of the old ones. Yeah, somebody's put their hand on this after it's already been dusted. Either that's pretty sloppy police work or somebody else has been here.
Well, we better have them lifted.
Now we're gonna talk to Amos again.
John, it's Craig. I need a set of prints lifted.
Ooh, field work, my favorite. Where?
Camden Impound Dock. The boat's called the Terracon. These are prints that were laid on top of a previously dusted set.
I love a challenge. Flag the spot for me, I'll take care of it.
Hey, Detective. Truett from the coroner's office just called. They've completed the autopsy on Mr. Wong. She's found something you ought to see.
Well, looks like we're headed to the coroner's. I can hardly wait.
And with that, we're done with the Terracon. We're gonna go to the coroner's office and talk to the coroner.
This is Agent Wilmore with the FBI. He questioned Wong yesterday.
I hope you found out everything you needed to know.
What have you got?
This is undoubtedly one of the most unusual autopsies I've ever performed. This man died from a single gunshot wound to the back of the head. Large caliber weapon, point blank range. He was also a drug user. It looks like he was high at the time of death.
That would account for the lack of struggle.
But if the slug or the drugs didn't kill him, this man would have been dead within a matter of weeks anyway.
Oh, Jesus. Why?
He was completely riddled with massive tumors. I've never seen anything like it.
What would cause something like that?
I have no idea. But I've never seen a human being so eaten alive with cancer.
God, I hate coming here.
You know, so do I.
How long had he been taking drugs?
Well, it's hard to say. Organ tissue and blood samples may provide some evidence, but it still could be hard to determine. The evidence of massive tumors suggests that the subject was suffering severe pain, and the drugs could have been used to mitigate the pain.
What kind of cancer was it?
Well, here's the weird thing. You see, these are 3 separate kinds of cancer. It wouldn't surprise me if it turned out he had a few more. It's as if his entire endocrine and immune system suddenly went haywire.
Is there a name for this?
Bizarre.
No, I mean, is there a syndrome or something that explains it?
No, not that I've ever heard of.
How long had he been ill?
Tumors are highly unpredictable. A growth of this size would seemingly take a fair amount of time, but he would have been in immense pain.
Which might explain the illicit drug use.
Even with the drugs, a condition like this would be almost impossible to ignore. And the amount of drugs he'd have to take to ease the pain would make him a near zombie. Strange.
What could have caused cancer like this?
I have no idea. This isn't exactly my field, first of all, but I can't imagine what would trigger something like this. Some kind of massive carcinogenic exposure, I guess. Radioactive materials, certain classes of powerful mutagenic chemicals. Those are the only things that track with what I know.
Have you seen anything else like this recently?
No, thank God.
Is that the slug?
Yes, it is.
I'd like to have it analyzed.
That'd be all right, I suppose.
There was a case a couple of months ago, a fire at sea.
The Terracan, sure. I remember it. You're the second FBI agent to ask me about that this week.
What are you talking about?
Well, actually, to be specific, you're the third FBI agent. There were a pair here the other day, a man and a woman. They had the bodies of the Terracan crew members exhumed. She insisted on performing a second autopsy.
What were their names?
Sorry, I'll have to look that up. I see a lot of names.
It was Mulder and Scully, wasn't it?
Yes. Diana Scully and Wolf Mulder, that's right.
What did she find?
I have no idea. The bodies are still here if you want to see them.
What were the results of the original autopsy?
They died of severe burns.
We want to see them.
All right.
Diana Scully and Wolf Mulder.
You're not squeamish,
Somebody
I hope?
never watched The X-Files.
Gotta hate coming here.
And that somebody was this coroner. Go watch The X-Files, lady. It's...
Fair warning, this is going to be pretty bad. These guys had been interred for 2 months. You all right?
Just peachy, thanks. Can we get this over with, please?
Sure. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I think someone's stolen the bodies from the Terracan. You two stay here. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll let you know if I find anything.
What the hell have we stumbled onto here?
This case is much bigger than I first thought.
Boy, that's an understatement. Oh my God.
What is it?
I think I know what's going on here. Oh, Jesus. I hope I'm wrong.
What?
They're smuggling something. They're smugglers. Wong worked for the same people as the crew of the Terracon.
That would explain the slicker and the lack of fishing equipment.
So they worked for the same people. You questioned Wong. He was killed because they thought he talked. Your two missing agents have the crew from the Terracon exhumed, and both they and the corpses turn up missing? We've stumbled upon a smuggling ring bringing either radioactive material or possibly chemical weapons into the U.S. from the former Soviet Union. That explains the fire on the Terracon, Wong's cancer, why he was killed, and what happened to your two missing agents. They got too close. Someone's covering their tracks, and they're not afraid to shoot FBI agents to do it. You and I have to work together. We have to stop this. If I'm right, thousands of people might die. I'm gonna have to demand that we cooperate fully with one another.
Okay.
You just got yourself a new partner.
And with that, we are going to call it quits for this particular episode. Thanks as always for joining me on Let's Play The X-Files. Sorry, my heart was not quite into it, so unfortunately, as I mentioned, still kind of getting over this illness that I've had, and my head is pounding me right now, so I'm going to take a little break for a while. Thanks as always for joining.